I think we'll bounce next year. The facts are, as Scotty said before, that we're the most 26 to 29-year-olds in the competition, and we finished 17th. So it was a clear indication we needed some change. While there were some players that exited, we've still got a lot of experience in that area and some club champions that are going to be here for 2-3 years time to help this really exciting youth coming through. So I'd argue that for the first point with the pain. Again, I think we've mentioned it before, planned and methodical, and that's what it is. And that includes replacing our champion players that do end up finishing. So a great example of that is Aidan Core. We recognise that in the back half we have a few guys that might only have 2-3 years left. So Aidan Core was huge. The free agency age of a player is 26, 27, and if they're getting picked up at free agency, they're proven players. So you're going to have them for 5 or 6 years. So Aidan Core, classic example of being planned to replace certain players. And Todd Goldstein, who's got 2 or 3 years left. We've got Tristan Cherry in the background, who we will develop into the next ruckman. So it's planned and methodical in terms of filling all the spots on the list.
I'm confident it won't be as long as predicted. I mean, our age demographic is actually really good. We're not going all the way back down to be the youngest team in the comp. It's just not. It's not where we're at. Gold Coast now, their demographics there. We're going to go down a little bit and then it flattens. But talking about data again, but the age demographic, which is a measurement of experience and age, AFL games and age, that's very promising. So in the next 2 or 3 years, there'll be a sweet spot again. I mean, there's a demographic that Luffy runs on sort of grand final teams on where they're won and the 2 grand finalists, and we're not far below that line. So, and over 20 years, that's covered about, so it stands the test of time, and there's only 2 sort of winners outside of that. So, I get sort of funny when everyone wants to know, are you in rebuild mode or are you in premiership mode? Well, they're not mutually exclusive. I mean, it's just they're inextricably linked. The fact is, you're always rebuilding, and you're always unless you continually go to the draft and bring in players from below, you run into a dead end. So I mean, you should always be. We're trying to win. Don't get us wrong. Whether we're good enough, of course, that's probably not in the next 2 minutes, but always in premiership mode, always in development or rebuild mode simultaneously for mine.